Good morning, traders. How are we doing today? It is so good to see you, to be here with you this morning. Hold on. I've got some crazy feedback going on here. If you guys are hearing that feedback, let me know. Volk, what's happening, man? How are you? Good to see you. Hope you're well. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy holidays. Hope you guys had an awesome holiday season. If you did anything cool, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the markets being open this week. It's a new year, and it's an exciting time. It's always an exciting time in the markets, but today is particularly exciting. And why is today particularly exciting? Well, because today is Non-Farm Payroll Data Day. Now, what's up, ER, Debian? Good evening to you. Oh, well, it's evening for you. It is very early in the morning for me. Ah, you're in India. Right on. Well, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Happy to have you here. So today is Non-Farm Payroll Day, and you know, there are many of you guys, I'm sure, that know what non-farm payroll is. But for those of you that don't, I wanted to take a brief moment and talk about what non-farm payroll data is. Why we're here today. We're here specifically because we think today is going to be a big day in the markets. We want to be here live with you guys watching it. Non-farm payroll is released once a month by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So the data that we're going to get today is the non-farm payroll data for the month of December. Now, this data often has a pretty sizable impact on the markets. And what it is it refers to the number of paid employees in the United States, excluding farm workers, government employees, and private household workers, right? And it's a measure, let me see here. It accounts for approximately 80% of the workers who contribute to the gross domestic product, the GDP. So this measure provides useful insights into the current economic situation because it can represent the number of jobs added or lost in the economy. Increases in employment might indicate that businesses are hiring, which would suggest then that businesses are growing. Additionally, those who are newly employed have increased their personal incomes, or at least presumably have increased their personal incomes, all things equal. So that would then assume that disposable incomes have also increased, thus kind of fostering future economic expansion, right? Jobs are being added, people are making more money, people are spending more money, the economy is strong. So generally, the U.S. labor force and levels of employment and unemployment are subject to fluctuations. This is a kind of like a side piece. They're subject to fluctuations due to seasonal changes in weather, major holidays, and the opening and closing of schools. So the Bureau of Labor Statistics adjusts the data to offset seasonal effects to show non-seasonal changes. It's kind of just a side thing. The thing to think about here with this non-farm payroll data is, generally speaking, a strong labor market typically indicates a healthy economy, which historically should be good news for financial markets, right? A weaker labor market may signal kind of the sign, or maybe a sign of economic trouble, and then could weigh on markets. Now, what's kind of interesting is, and I think most people kind of understand this. Right now, we're in a time when that idea is in reverse, right? The Fed, everybody is looking to the Fed. Are they going to cut interest rates? Are they going to continue to increase them? Are they going to increase them at a slower clip? The stronger the economy is, the more likely that the Fed is going to continue to increase interest rates because, well, the economy is strong, the economy can handle it. So what we've been seeing lately as the Fed has been increasing, we've been seeing these data points, these non-farm data or non-farm payroll data points, as if these numbers come in strong, meaning jobs were added, the market has a tendency to not love that because it gives the Fed the ammo they need to be able to say, all right, we're going to continue raising rates. So I wanted to take a split second here and look at this bad boy. This is, this one. This is the last few non-farm payroll announcements. And I'm specifically just looking at October of last year, November, December of last year. So October last year, the forecast was 250,000 jobs added. We actually added 263,000, an increase of 13,000. These are hundreds of thousands. The forecast on November 4th, so that would be for October last year, was 200,000, and we actually added 261. So that's a pretty big jump there, 61,000. What's that? 18%, something like that. And then last month, the data that was announced, again, it was for the month of November. We're always looking a month back. The forecast was 200, the actual was 263. So again, we continuously increase these jobs. We're getting so much, the news is highlighting things like Salesforce and Amazon, who are cutting their staffs 10%, 15%, whatever it is. But under the hood, what's actually happening is that we're adding jobs. And we're adding jobs at a clip that's kind of greater than what is anticipated here. And so the market is reacting. Well, how is the market reacting? How has the market reacted to these 3 times when we, increased greater than we expected to? I'm popping on the SPY chart here. You're pretty much going to see the same thing on all of the indices. So I just want to highlight it on SPY because it's the one I'm choosing here. So let me turn on after hours data so that we can actually see these moves and what they did in pre-market. Going back to October here. So here's October. This, again, remember, this is the move. Let's go back to the calendar and make sure we see it. 250 expected. And no, I'm sorry. Yes, 250 expected. We actually added 263. What happens? We tank, right? The moment that those numbers are announced, big down bar. And we ended up selling off, honestly, for, 6 sessions until the 13th when we finally kind of caught a bid. So it's kind of interesting. October was a big sell-off. If we go to November, remember this one was expected 200. The actual was 261. And there was instantly a sell-off, or the first piece was a sell-off, right? Upon the announcement, markets kind of sold off, but it looks like they immediately held their footing kind of on the open and rallied and continued to rally for quite a few days. Now we go to the December move. Again, 200,000 expected, 263 actual, and a sell-off, followed by essentially regaining the whole sell-off by the end of the day, and then we tank. And we have really kind of not recovered from the previous non-farm payroll, the last non-farm payroll announcement. They tried to give it something here. I can't remember. I believe this was an FOMC announcement on the 13th. And then we've just continued to sell off. So now, of course, everybody is pointing to some very clear things that are going on the chart, right? Pretty clear, if you're a chart pattern type of person, pretty clear little bear flag looking action going on here on the SPY. If we go to the QQQ, it doesn't look as pretty, right? The QQQ looks downright scary in my opinion here. This thing is hanging on the ledge of those October lows. We're just kind of hanging right there on the edge of them. If we go to the IWM's looking a little bit more like the SPY is, that kind of bear flag look, right? Are you guys all seeing what I'm seeing here on this? Just out of curiosity. Playa, what's going on? Good morning. How are you? Debian, I am in Colorado, originally from Atlanta, Georgia. Um, so one thing I want to turn you guys on to, something that was shown to me. I don't know how much validity there is in this, but it's kind of interesting. TD Securities says Friday's data may show U.S. adding whopping 350,000 payroll jobs in December. 350,000. If this turns out to be true, it's 150,000 more than expected. That would be a sizable change. Just remember what we just looked at here. 200 to 261, 200 to 263. They're forecasting again 200 for this particular announcement. If we run up into this closer to 350,000 number, I personally have a hard time seeing how it's going to do anything good for the market. Now, you could always play devil's advocate and you could say everything is pointing to the market kind of breaking lower here. Bear flags on the SPY, on the IWM. You've got the Qs kind of at a really, really important, needs to hold this low area. If jobs numbers come in hot like this, you kind of have to assume that the Fed, at the very least, that the Fed is going to look to this and go, oh, no. We need jobs to come down. Remember, the Fed is kind of looking for market weakness, right? So something to think about. How, I'm curious, kind of just looking at these basic numbers. I'm kind of curious what you guys are thinking. There's a bunch of y'all here, so good morning to everybody who has arrived while I've been kind of going through my spiel here. Where are you guys all from? Please say hello in the chat. I really, really, really want to get to know everybody that's tuning in. If possible, I'd love to, tell me your name, tell me where you're from, what time is it where you're at, and tell me what you're thinking about today. This week was an interesting week, right? Because we had jobless claims yesterday. Everybody kind of thought jobless claims would come in and move the market. Well, they didn't really. What else did we have? We had something this Monday morning. I'm spacing on what we had this Monday. Can anybody remind me what we had? Oh, nice, from Vietnam. Welcome to the show, Bao. Meg from California. Josh from Wisconsin. We got Bonita from Southwest Florida. We got Hoppy from London. We got Playa right on from Houston. Jennifer from San Diego. Awesome, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. We do really appreciate it. Are you guys all TrendSpider users by chance? I'm Game from Virginia Beach. Nice. Welcome. If you guys are TrendSpider users, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being TrendSpider users. We are nothing without you guys. So thank you for being with us. We do appreciate it very much. If you're not TrendSpider users, actually, whether you are or you're not, please take a moment and subscribe to this YouTube channel. It would mean a ton to me. We've got lots of big plans for the new year, lots of live streams planned. It would be an honor for me if you guys would please subscribe. Awesome. TrendSpider users in the house. What's up, you guys? Victor, what's up from Miami? Oliver from France, what's up? Kevin Z. Tony Vane, what's happening? Tony from Florida. We got... What is this? Larchmont, New York in the house. Quarterly charts, working on it. Bonita, we got quarterlies and yearlies coming. It's like top of the list. It's like one of the main things, one of the first things we're focusing on here in the new year. Cowboy D, what's up from Canada? Nice. We got Kevin Z from Romania. We got a worldwide audience today. I really appreciate you guys. Please take a moment to subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you guys don't follow us on Twitter, please do. We are at TrendSpider. Hit me with a follow on Twitter. I am at Krutzky Trades. You can see my handle. I've gotten pretty good at pointing to where my handle is. It's right there, just to the right of my name or left of my name, depending on how you look at it. Such an honor to have you guys here with us. So what are you guys thinking? Like I said, we kind of thought that maybe some of these earlier in the week economic events would move the markets. And we've just been ranging. We've just been sitting in this range for, almost 13 sessions. Is today going to be the day that does it, that takes us over the edge and puts us in a position, takes us out of this range? I kind of theorize that today is going to be that day. The market is waiting for something, and I feel like this could be it. 5 day, 1 month, etc. charts rather than manually having to slide the bottom. What do you mean? I'm a little confused by what you mean. One Texas? Oh, Austin, that's kind of interesting. Full moon. Is today a full moon? Do you guys remember last year when we released for April Fool's Day, we released the astrology indicator, the 100% accuracy astrology indicator? That was very funny. Let's see here. So we understand what non-farm payroll data is. We understand now kind of what the Fed is looking for out of this data. Again, if these numbers come in really hot, that gives the Fed more ammo to raise or to continue raising. If they come in cooler than expected, then the Fed kind of goes, okay, what we're doing is working. We can kind of lay off the gas a little bit. Oh, I got you, Texas. Okay, noted, sir. How about do this, man, if you can. Go up to your name and go to request a feature right here. Click on that bad boy. Hit us with your email and your suggestion and send that in so that we have it as like a backlog. That'd be awesome. Yeah, so we know what non-farm payroll is. We know what the Fed wants to see. We know what the market is kind of expecting or what the projection is. We know where we're at on the SPY and the Qs and the IWM. Let's talk really, really quickly. We've got 13 minutes until the event, until the announcement. I wonder about the effect on the dollar too, Oliver. We're in the process of planning a spaces to kind of talk a little bit about some of that stuff, Oliver, actually for next week. I'm not going to go too much in depth on it, but we've got bank earnings next week. I'm going to be live for next Friday morning. The banks are all reporting. They kick off earnings season on the 13th. We've got CPI data on the 12th. Coming in, obviously, core inflation is a huge data number, or was a huge data number in 2022. It'll be interesting to see if it is also a huge data point in 2023, or if the jobs numbers are the thing that really kind of starts taking precedent. I've been hearing a lot of talk of that being the case, where the inflation story is going to kind of roll off, and now it's going to be all about jobs. We might find out a little bit today how these jobs numbers move the markets relative then to next Thursday for CPI, how that number moves the markets. We have, like I said, about 10, 12 minutes before the announcement. What I want to do, first thing, I want to make sure that we're watching what you guys want to watch. So for the announcement, generally speaking, with these data announcements, if you're new to the show, what I tend to do is I tend to throw up all the futures. So I'll throw up ES, I'll throw up NQ, throw up RTY. We could do the opposite of that. We could put up the Qs, SPY, IWM. We could actually watch all of it. We could watch Bitcoin. We could watch Ethereum. We could watch UUP, which is like the DXY alternative, or is the ETF. We can watch whatever you guys want to watch. I just want to make sure that we're watching what you want to watch. So hit me if you have specific requests for tickers that you want to watch. We can look at 16 at a time using TrendSpider's multi-chart view. So I'm happy to add as many tickers as you guys want me to add, so that everybody gets a little bit of what they're looking for here as the announcement comes through. I wanted to highlight very quickly, while I'm waiting for you guys to hit me with particular tickers that you're interested in, I'd like to walk you very quickly through a couple of new features that have been added to the platform. I'm not going to spend too much time on them. I just want you guys to know that they're there because we add stuff all the time. What's up, James from Kentucky? We add stuff all the time, and it's easy to miss because we're always adding stuff. So the first thing I want to show you guys that we haven't talked about yet on the show, I don't believe, is is zigzag lines. Now, zigzag indicator, this is a price action trader indicator. If you're not specifically like a price action person, this may not be as interesting to you. For me, this is super interesting because I'm a price action trader. So for me, trading, I try to take a very simple approach to trading. I look at price action. We're looking for higher highs, higher lows, and uptrends. We're looking for lower highs, lower lows, and downtrends. And the zigzag indicator is a really nice way of clearing out the noise of the candles and just showing me the major pivots, right? Where did we reverse go higher? Where did we reverse go lower? And where are those levels in relation to one another? It's very important for me. Never before have we really been able to easily define higher highs and higher lows. It could be done for sure, but this particularly makes it so easy because now the past 5 pivots have horizontal lines connected to them. It's kind of hard to see, but let me highlight this real quick. Oops. So when I highlight this, you guys can see how there's letters behind these pivots, A, B, C, D, and E. So the last 5 pivots I can define via letters, and I can scan for this stuff, y'all. I can scan for where the pivots are relative to one another. I can scan for where price is relative to the pivots. If you guys are interested in this, we can talk through how to build out a scan like this, and I can share it with you at the end here after price has done its thing and we've kind of watched the announcement. Scanning for Forex is not yet a thing, but I believe it's coming. Actually, maybe it is. No, it's not. Scan for Forex is not possible yet. It's coming. So this is one tool that I find to be super, super helpful. And again, like I said, if you guys want to stick around after the announcement, we're going to watch price action for a little while until it kind of is done doing what it's going to do, at least during pre-market. And then I want to give you guys stuff, actionable things that you can utilize. So if you're a TrendSpider user and you're looking for, some tools to use, I want to give you some of that stuff. So please do stick around until the end. I'm going to kind of give y'all what you're looking for. And I'm really going to kind of lean on you guys, let me know what you're after. If there's something you're having trouble with on scanning, we can build something together. I want you guys to walk away with something more than just, the hangout and the good time spent. So that is one tool that we could potentially look at here after the show or after the announcement. The second thing that we've added just recently is some additional tools on the strategy tester. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are utilizing the strategy tester. I hope that you guys are all utilizing it to improve your strategies, make things better. But if you have not started playing around with it yet, I do strongly recommend doing so. We are going to be focusing very heavily on the importance of strategies here in the new year. But a couple of things that we have added. We've added some data points here. So this is our Price Behavior Explorer. This gives us a decent understanding of, or a visual understanding of kind of how a strategy performed over time, how cumulatively. And if we pop this open, we've got a couple of new items. We got number of winning and losing positions, 96% winners, 96% losers. So the number of winning and losing positions is really interesting. The winning positions is green, losing positions is pink. These step down lines is what we're calling them. And they step down as positions exit, as we get out of positions based off of our exit criteria. So the line tells us how long we stayed in positions and as well as how many tickers made it that far, right? So in this particular case, your longest losing position lasted for 29 candles. In this particular case, your longest winning position lasted almost, 132 candles. It's kind of interesting information because at some point the value proposition rolls off, right? At some point there's maybe a time where you lose enough within a short period of time that's just like, I need to get out of this trade. And what's kind of cool is over here on let me maximize this. You can also now full screen your strategy testing just so you can kind of really focus. One thing that's kind of cool is you can add multiple candles past. And when you add candles passed now. So this is saying I want to get out of this trade after X period of candles. You can utilize the number of winning and losing positions and kind of where they roll off. And you can say, well, generally speaking, after 20 candles, my value proposition for my long position is just not really there. And maybe you kind of determine based off of your chart here that your max win on this particular trade is somewhere in the neighborhood of whatever percent, 10% or something like that. So if you determine that at some certain point you've gotten to kind of your max win, and then after that it kind of rolls off, the market takes back some of your gains, you can say, you know, after 20 candles, if I have a P&L greater than, let's say, 10%, I want to get out of this trade, right? You could also say, for on the downside, maybe you realize that after 6 candles, if the trade is going against you after 6 candles and you're down, I don't know, 5% or something like that, you want to get out. If you know that in a short period of time it's going to go against you, or it can go against you to the tune of X% in a short period of time, just based off of the data, you can kind of filter out those trades and see how they'll impact your results. Now, sometimes this is going to curve fit too much, right? Like sometimes this is going to decrease your returns. This doesn't always mean that your returns are going to be better by doing this, but this functionality has never been available before, and it's available now. And so I show you this to just get you to play around with it, you know, see what you can do there. Play around, see what's there. And like I said, we could play around with it too. All right, so we got 6 minutes here. Actually, we got 4 minutes. Let's pop over to my full screen mode. What do you guys want to watch? I saw your USD. Do this. So I'm on the ES. Let me turn off my indicators just so that we're not being bothered by any indicators. I'm going to tighten these guys up. Let's go to your USD. Here's our Euro USD. Anything else you guys want to watch? Delroy, we got 3 minutes, sir. I've got the ES, I've got the NQ, I've got the RTY. Let's see here. Let's throw up 4 more. Let's go to SPY. Let's go QQQ. IWM. We can go HKD. A couple more down here. Oh, we're getting tight, y'all. I'm gonna go to the 1 minute here on all these bad boys. Time frame 1 minute. Let's go Tesla, Apple, throw up some BIIB. Oh, VIX, good call. So I'm going to, what is, let me think about this. What is the, all right, so we're starting. This VIX index, it's going to be slightly delayed. What is like a ETF VIX that you like? Let me go, I know, SVXY. Shoot, hold on. Let's do names. Apologies. So the initial move, 223. So that 350 number was totally bunk, huh? So a 10% increase, a 10% higher increase than what was forecast. So the market likes it so far. I'm being told that my stream is coming in and out. Is that the case for you guys? I see that it's kind of lagging here, and it might have to do with the amount of tickers that I'm looking at. Not the only thing that we can really kind of point to. The only thing that we can really point to is how the market responds, right? Like the increase is greater than anticipated, right? Projected was 200. All right, I see that things are slowing down over here. I don't want to lose you guys. So I might reduce the number of tickers that we're looking at just for the heck of it here and see if that can help. I'm not sure what's going on with my internet connection. But I'm going to go down to 4 here just to the futures. All right, Jennifer, we're going to try and see if this helps. This is very frustrating. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry that my stream is messing up for y'all. But I do see it here. Darn, y'all. I really apologize. I wish there was something I could do. Seems better. Okay, that's good. Seems better. So we got an initial pop. Things are kind of selling off a little bit. I'm going down to 4 here just to kind of lighten the load, see if that helps at all. I don't know if the amount of tickers is going to play a role here on how the stream is coming through. There might just be something going on with my internet, and I apologize. But to your point, Kevin, good or bad for the markets, it's really hard to say, right? The projection was 200. We got what did we get? 223. So 10% higher than projected. Not bad. You know, definitely not that 350 number that we talked about or that TD was talking about. So that's good. At least theoretically, that's good. I mean, like I said, it's kind of a difficult time, right? Because if jobs are increasing, that's great for the economy. You want more jobs. You want the economy to be thriving. However, the markets are not the economy, right? The markets are the markets, and the markets want jobs to decrease because they want the Fed. The markets want the Fed to stop raising interest rates. They want them to cut interest rates. And the only way they're going to cut interest rates is if the economy weakens. They're trying to weaken the economy. So, you know, whether or not it's good for the markets, it's hard to know. Kind of seems like on my end, like the stream is a little bit calmer now. I think, can you guys confirm on that? It kind of feels like it's a little bit better on my end. No, it's not. I still see it refreshing and stuff. Good now. Okay. Pre-market before the move? And if you were in positions, were you I was not sure what to do here, so I didn't do anything. I had an idea of what I was going to do, but since I'm hanging out with you guys, no right direction. What do you mean, Nauer? Kevin, you stayed cash. Smart man. Jason, you lightened up yesterday. Nice, good job. So stayed on the sidelines. One Texas stayed on the sidelines too. F2F stayed on the sidelines. Man, I'm proud of you guys. I have a bunch of gamblers here. You actually kind of like hung out and let it happen. So I am game. This is actually what you did is kind of where my head was at. I had the idea of putting sell stops or buy stops above and below price action with then sells and buys above and below those to kind of catch the initial pop. But I didn't end up doing it. You're done for the day. See, and that's the thing with playing a move this way. When you have these binary scenarios, you can do that. You can absolutely kind of play either side. It's just a matter of kind of where you're setting your buy and sell stops. But that's smart, I am game. That's what I would have done if I had been sitting here at my desk by myself, not talking to you guys. That's how I would have played it too. So the audio's still a bit choppy. Gosh, I'm gonna have to talk to my production guy and see kind of what's going on here. I'm sorry that we're fizzling and frustrated about it, I have to say. I'm gonna do, y'all, to see if we can clear things up. I am going to go to a single chart here. I'm just gonna go to the SPY daily or SPY. Let's do this. All right, so let me know. We're gonna go to SPY, and I'm happy to flip back and forth from different tickers. I just want to see if the issue is on my end, if it's with the charts themselves, or if it's the charts that are causing the drain on my computer. Not the issue with the charts, but the issue with the drain on the computer. Ha! Now I'm on a company computer, sir. It looks like it's still maybe a little choppy too. I have to call my internet provider and give them a firm piece of my mind. So I think you guys might be right. We might just hang tight here. What do we got? We've got 50 minutes until the open. Be interesting if they just took this thing sideways until the open. Pop over to the Qs real quick. Same looks. IWM, same looks. Mercury retrograde started last week. I mean, that stuff does have effect. We are mostly just water, right? I'm going to zoom out a little bit and kind of see where we are in relation to things. So they were unable to make the new high here. They came right up into yesterday's highs, yesterday's regular session highs, and sold it off. Let me check on the Qs and see if the same kind of look. Yeah, same kind of look. Oh, actually, they took out yesterday's regular session highs. Yeah, I don't know. My gut says this might retrace back up into this wick. What are you guys feeling? Do you feel like these numbers are more bullish? Do you feel like they're more bearish? How do you think the market reacts? Again, we are at pivotal spots on the chart, right? Specifically on the Qs. I mean, the Qs are like right there on the edge of breaking down. The Qs are right there on the edge of breaking down. And everybody's looking at it and they're going, this thing is about to break down. Morning, Robert. Good to see you, man. It's been a minute. Hope you've been doing well. Hope you had a good holiday. Nate. Not sure how many people get raises before the end of the new year. It typically happens after the new year. I'm not sure what raises have to do here. The Fed did come out a little hawkish. Huge support zone on Qs. This is what I'm saying, Chase. Like, it's right there at that spot, right? Let's go IWM. IWM took out yesterday's highs. Starting to retrace that wick a little bit. Going back to SPY here. Trying to retrace that wick. Echo delay on audio. Yeah, I hear it too, and I don't know what it is. I don't know how to fix it. So many things going wrong today with this stream. YouTube Studio letting me down. All right, so the move has happened. And is it what we expected? I don't know. But the move has happened. Will we get a counter move when the market opens? Certainly possible. I am not going to be here when the market opens. I have to get out of here a little bit before the market opens. So let's see here. Now we're 381.50 was key for the day on SPY. Well, we have gained it, haven't we? 381.50 being yesterday's regular session highs there-ish. I'm with you, Kevin. This is kind of the stance I think I'm taking. I think Max Payne would be an upside move, because everything is pointing downside. You've got bear flags, you've got Qs at like a huge level that if it fails, man, it's not good for the Qs. Are they ready to really take it the next leg lower? I don't know. But I kind of feel like everybody's so bared up. There are bears everywhere. That it might be an opportunity to run them over, for the bulls to kind of run them over. It's kind of what I think too. Rick, though, you say short the pop. Short the pop pre-market? Short the pop once the market opens? What are you thinking? So before this move, before we started watching just the minute chart here, we were talking about getting you guys, here they are retracing this wick. Yep. We were talking about getting you guys something actionable that you can take home with you, that you can use. I really want to do this. I want to give you guys like a scanner or, you know, something, a watch list. But I want to know what you're looking for. Is there anything out there that you're having trouble with on the platform? Do you find yourself kind of not really sure how to utilize the scanner, looking for things? Neil, you're set up for pain next week. Yeah, okay. You got earnings. Earnings next week. They start on Friday with the banks. I'm curious to know, you know, like I want to help you guys. I want to give you guys something you could take home and utilize. Robert, your position for lower too? Okay. Interesting. Arbitrary intervals. So you mean like custom time frames? Is that what arbitrary intervals means? There is a little bit of a lag between what I'm saying and what you guys are saying. So that's why I'm kind of hanging out. I want to give you guys a moment to speak. $13.29.39. Got it. Gotcha. That's what I assumed. Yeah, you know, custom timeframes, that's kind of interesting. I don't know what the plan is for that. I would also direct you the same way that I directed our other viewer here. If you go to your name in the top right corner and scroll down to where it says request a feature, you can request that. I cannot guarantee the time with which we'll be able to get to it. I know we've got so much stuff that we're working on all the time. But you are more than welcome to request it. And that would be my best. That's what I would suggest is definitely put in a request for it. Request everything. Request everything you want. Surya, what do you say? Markets will squeeze. Got the love signal they wanted to receive. Wage inflation slowed. SPY 385 calls. All right. You're almost in the money. Maybe you'll go in the money here once the market opens. So I'm coming back to you guys. I want to know, what can I help you with? What can I give you that's going to help you here in the coming weeks or months or years? I want to give you some tools. What tools do you need outside of arbitrary intervals? Because unfortunately, you don't have those yet. I wish I could give those to you. One thing that I was thinking about that we could kind of take a look at. Man, they are ripping this thing, huh? Trani. Data was... Whether the data was positive or not, I think you didn't miss anything. You can kind of see right here how the market is reacting. Clearly the market, at least they're trying to paint the picture that they like it. Now it's pre-market. So we have to remember pre-market obviously is quite lower volume. Always, not every trader out there has access to pre-market. So we see, and if you've been a trader for any period of time, you probably know that pre-market has a tendency, the volatility that can happen in pre-market can sometimes be a lot greater than the volatility that happens in the regular market once everybody is allowed to be there. These moves can happen on less volume. Actually, let's do this. Let's kind of see, because I didn't have volume up. Let's see how volume is. I'm curious how volume is relative to yesterday. So volume is actually really, really high here on pre-market. Like you can kind of see it's very small, but you can see how big these bars are relative to yesterday's regular session bars. It's a lot of volume coming in. So this isn't a joke. This is legitimate volume coming into this move. Could mean something. Order blocks would be nice. Agree, Cowboy. Yeah, the ICT methodology is absolutely taking off. Holy cow. It's crazy how many people are trading that way. We did do, let me see if I can get you a link. I don't know if you've seen it, but we did do recently. Let me give you this real quick. We did a video with Trade for Opportunity, who is a ICT indicator coder fellow. He's a brilliant guy, really nice guy too. Utilizing ICT methodology on the TrendSpider platform. I don't know if you've seen this, but it's pretty cool. Let me give you this. All right, let's see. Surya, scan for blue chips like now whenever a massive dip, alerts for potential buy. Let's talk about this a little bit. Whenever a massive dip, define massive dip. And define the amount of time that you want to see that massive dip within. Because we can absolutely do this, But let's get a little specific here so we can like walk away with exactly what you're after. Massive dip, 1%, 2%. In what period of time? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour? Because 100% we can do it. I'll show you. So I'm going to go to the scanner here. And when we're talking about massive dips, we're talking about percentage change, right? So you can define percentage change all kinds of ways. One of the simplest ways to do it is comparing the opening price to the closing price of a candle, right? Like, for example, if I go to add parameter and I say condition and I say price, and let's just say 15-minute close, it's greater than price. 15-minute open. Just after these two options, you got these three dots right here. And if I click on the three dots, it says add by at least. And you can define a margin. You can say, let's say, I don't know, 3%. So what this is looking for is a 3% move. The close, or essentially the current price, is greater than the open of that same candle by 3%. You can say current candle to look at very specifically the current candle. That's the current 15-minute candle, the one that's closing here in 7 minutes. I'm going to go to like maybe the S&P 500. So these are going to be mega cap stocks for the most part. Run a scan. See if there's anything up 3% in the current 15-minute candle. There isn't. Let's look for things that are up 1%. EPAM's up. Interesting. Let's go to 0.5%. Matches up. LUMN. MKTX. AES. So now you could take this, right? If you wanted to. 2% in a week. Okay, yeah, let's do it. So then we would just change the time frame to weekly. Oops. And change this to 2. So now you've got the weekly close greater than the weekly open by 2%. Now you could do this a number of different ways, right? You can do this a number of different ways. I'm going to go back to the SPY chart just so that we're on it. So you guys are seeing it. This is specifically saying that you have a 2% gain on the same candle, right? You could also compare maybe last week's close to this week's close, right? If you wanted to do that, you would change this to close, and you would say, notice how next to each of these, there's this last button here. So it says price weekly close greater than price weekly close. Right? If we keep these the same, then we're talking about the same candle. So this doesn't work. So what we'd have to do is we'd have to make this one candle ago. So that means this week's close is greater than last week's close by at least 2%. Does that make sense? So we got all these names here that are all meeting this criteria, right? A bunch of them, actually. Meta, Netflix, MGM, FCX, UAL. Just kind of highlighting the ones that stick out to me. AMGN, FDX. Disney is up 2% this week. Carnival. Lots of names. Starbucks. So let's say that. Let's do this. I'm going to share this with you so that you have it. And then I'm going to show you a couple of the other ways that you can utilize it. Go back to 0 here. Price close greater than price open. We're going to say plus 2% this week. We're going to say mega. Let's say S&P 500. Actually, let's do SP 500. We're going to say save. Now, this is super, super basic, right? Super, super basic. But hey, you know, it's all about learning the basics. In my opinion, you start with the basics and then you can build off of this, right? You could say, you know, out of these names that are coming up, which ones are over there 50-day moving average, or which ones are above 50 RSI, or, you know, you could go wild with conditions here, and you don't have to necessarily just, just utilize this weekly time frame, right? You can use 4 different time frames. So maybe you want to know that names are up 2% on the week, but maybe you also want to know that they're, I don't know, whatever. You could give me some particular criteria. Maybe your short time frame, you're looking for pullbacks or something, and you could say maybe down 0.25% over the last hour or something, or the last day. You know, you can go wild with this. So if you want to talk about conditions like that, do let me know. Let me go ahead and share this with you so that you have it. And for anybody who's on TrendSpider, you guys can share your scans with everybody else that you know that's on TrendSpider. We have a Discord channel, and people in Discord share. You're welcome to join our Discord. To access that, I believe it's right here, the question mark. Click on the question mark and go to the join our official Discord server. So start talking to other traders. We're going to be utilizing that Discord a lot here in the new year. Again, like I told y'all, we are going to be focusing heavily on strategy in the new year. So I'm going to share this with you so that you have it. It's got to rerun the scan one more time to get up-to-date results. Only look at ETFs. Well, sure, of course. The way that you would do that, let me show you. So first of all, for anybody who's interested in an up 2% on the week scan, there it is. Please accept this scan into your platform. Add it, utilize it, build off of it, create your own versions of it, go wild, go ham. If you want to scan just for ETFs, the easiest, simplest way to do that is to create a watch list of ETFs that you want to scan for. The way that I would do it personally, I'd go to sidebar, I'd say add or remove, I'd say add new widget, and I would go to watch list or scanner. Say done. And then in your watch list or scanner widget, so it's always going to pre-populate Dow Jones 30, but if you go to the 3 dots here and go to create new, we can create a new one. So let's call it ETF watch list. Let's build one, y'all. What do you want on it? Hit me with all the ETFs you want on this thing. I'll just share it with you, because we can share watch lists too. Presumably you want SPY, QQQ, IWM. What else you want? XLF, XLE. I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but hit me with all of the ETFs that you would want to put on this thing, and we'll do it. So, Surya, take the scan that I just sent you, the plus 2%, and then just change it to price close less than, make a new one and do weekly price close less than weekly price open by at least -2% to get your downside version. I'm going to give you that as homework to do on your own. If you have any trouble with it, you can always hit me up on Twitter. I'm happy to build stuff for you guys if you need it. GLD. What else, F2F? That's it? I mean, you can always add to this too. You know, I can just create this ETF watch list for F2F. XBTF. Cool. So I'm going to do, share this with you. So this is one cool thing. I mean, there's so many cool things about TrendSpider platform, but darn it, this is a really cool thing to be able to this quickly and easily build something for you and then share it with you. So here you go. Here is your watch list. And then, so now that we've got our watch list, how do we utilize it in the scanner? Well, we go to our scan through list right here. Remember, this one's always going to populate as Dow Jones 32. However, if I search F2F, what do I get? ETF watch list for F2F. So now I can scan just through the names that are on your ETF watch list. Pretty cool. And also very easy. So you've got this now. You can create a copy if you want. You can click on the three dots and you can edit it, and you can add additional tickers to it. You're going to want to create your own because I've shared it with you. So in order to update the shared one, you can't update the shared one. I'd have to update the shared one. So you want to create your own. How to configure the color scheme at a low level. Can you give me a bit more on that? There's the base way. Click on your name, go to color theme, and you can choose dark, light, good old days, high contrast. And then you can go to this cog icon here, and you can change the background color, axis color, last price color, and then the candle colors here. Was there other specifics that you couldn't quite pin down? I gotta scroll up and see if I missed anything. John G, what does this mean for the dollar? I'm kind of curious about this as well. SPY's still gaining. I'm gonna go to UUP real quick because UUP is the dollar ETF. Hard not to see this. Hard not to see it bouncing kind of off of a pretty important area that has acted as resistance for 7 years. So if the dollar is going to catch a bid, I kind of feel like this is the spot to do it, somewhere right around in here. At least this is where the eyeballs are. Oh man, F2F. It wasn't your connection. It was mine. My connection was pretty poor there for a bit. I'm not really sure what the issue was. My computer might have been working overtime. Now, or does that cover the question that you had? We got to get you back on the platform, man. If you haven't used it in a while. Let me do this to spur your interest. Hold on, let me grab something for you. Sadie, I think you're watching. Sadie, can you remind me what kind of discount this is? I believe it's 25%. Is that right? Oh, now we're right on. Well, I'm glad that we figured that out for you. Let me hook you up with this too. If you're interested in coming back being a TrendSpider user, utilize that code. I believe it's a 25% discount. Oh, no, 35% discount. Take advantage of this now if you haven't been on the platform in a while. And you're interested in coming back and seeing all of the cool new stuff that we've added since you've been gone. I don't know how long you've been gone, but if you're interested, utilize that code. Love to have you. So, okay, guys, we are running out of time here. We got you a little scan. Oh, that's right. That's right. All right. So, hey, Nauer, you get a better deal right now. 45% off. Start of the New Year sale. Take advantage of that. Don't use my code. Take advantage of the better discount. So we got you guys a little scan that you can utilize. It's not much, but it's a start and it's something. And I'm glad I appreciate the suggestion for the idea. Surya, thank you for the idea. You also had mentioned you wanted stocks greater than $100. So let me show you really quickly how to add that. I'll go ahead and add it to this one. It'll update on your end. But to add that, you would just click add parameter here and say condition, and then say price daily close greater than constant value of 100. So this will filter out. This will filter out everything sub $100 for you. Super, super simple, super easy. So we got you guys a little scan to take home. You guys know my name. You guys know where to find me on Twitter. Yes, I'm still practicing. At Krutzky Trades on Twitter. If you do not yet follow TrendSpider on Twitter, what are you doing? Follow us on Twitter. At TrendSpider is our Twitter handle. Post tons of content, tons of charts, tons of great things that you can pay attention to and hopefully will help educate your trading process. If you do not yet subscribe to this TrendSpider TV channel, please do so right now. Give us a click. Give us a follow. Give us a like. Subscribe to this channel. It would mean the world to me. I would be very appreciative. And it would give me a good thing to point to and say, hey, see, people want me to be live more often because I want to be live more often. I want to come hang out with you guys more. I want to be able to help you guys walk through the platform more. I want to be able to help build things live like this more. How to edit the scan. So Surya, what you want to do is you want to save a copy of it. So when you open that scan up, it's going to say at the top, it's going to say this scan does not belong to you. If you'd like to edit it, create a copy of your own. That's all you got to do. Create your own copy and then you can edit it. So super simple, super easy to do. If you have any trouble with it from there, just hit me up on Twitter and let me know. I'll be happy to walk you through. So yeah, see, Robert knows. I want to be live more often too. The next opportunity for me to be live, I think, is going to be next Friday. It's not 100% confirmed, but that is the loose plan, is to go live for the banks earnings. We've got banks earnings Friday the 13th. And as we know, banks are the kickoff to earnings season. We also have CPI next Thursday. It's going to be an important one, potentially, right? Inflation number, big number. We are trying to put together a Twitter space for Thursday early afternoon, maybe late morning. We've got a couple of folks lined up, trying to get a couple more, and pending we can get a couple more lined up, we're going to go live and we're going to try and get some expert opinions on all things CPI and all things bank earnings. So if you follow us on Twitter, you'll know that that's happening and you can tune in. How many employees? We're a small team. Where's our office? My office is in my house. We're a fully remote team. Do you need SRE DevOps? I don't know now. You can always reach out and ask. Hit us up here, right here. Contact us. So this contact us button, actually, let's talk about this real quick. This contact us button, this is a direct feed into our employee chat room. We have live employees in chat every day, Monday through Sunday. Monday through Friday is about 20 hours per day. On the weekends, it's about 8 to 10 hours per day. You can ask us any questions here. If you need help with a scan, if you need help understanding how to use a particular tool, if you don't know how to find this or that thing, if you're having trouble in any way, if you are curious if we're hiring, hit us up here in chat and ask those questions. And our very friendly team will be happy to answer those questions for you in a very prompt amount of time. So yeah, hit us up now. I don't know what the status of our back-end team is right now, but I'm sure they'd be happy to hear from you at the very least. You can always submit an application. So yeah, guys. Okay. Thank you so much for being here with us. It means so much to me. It was a pleasure to be with you all. It was nice watching this data. Let's actually quickly pop in and see where we're at here. Took out the highs, retraced it a little bit. It'll be interesting to see what happens when the market opens. Again, it's Friday. Be ready for hijinks. So trade them well. Be safe. Please, like I said, follow us on Twitter at TrendSpider. Give us a subscribe so that you know when we're going live again. We're going to be trying to go live next Friday morning, about the same time as today, to watch those bank earnings. And again, we're going to be trying to have a Twitter space next Thursday as well or actually, no, next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. I apologize. Next Wednesday, Twitter space is the plan. So early in the day, like I said, lunchtime-ish. Thank you all for being here. It's been great chatting with you. It's been great answering your questions. Thank you for coming with questions. We do appreciate it. Feel free to hit me up anytime if you have any questions. Hit up our support team. And again, thank you so much for being TrendSpider users. We are nothing without you guys. So Thank you for being users. Thank you for trusting us with your technical analysis, and can't wait to see you all again very, very soon. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend, and we will catch you all next time. Bye-bye.